Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to this beautiful painting class. The title of this painting is Coblestone Way. And on that left-hand side of the screen, we have the simple painting that we're going to be looking at. And of course, we're going to create our own twist of it. We don't like to repeat, one painting after the other all the time. So we like to switch the colors. And we're going to be creating on our canvas right here. On my palette, I have some of the colors that we're going to be using. And the colors are going to be listed in the description, okay? So anyways, I'm going to get just right to it. And the first step that we're going to be doing, you guys, is we're going to be working on our walls right here. We're going to create the color for our walls. And for that, I'm going to be using the flat brush and my color red and white. So let me just jump across this way, and I'm gonna get just right to it, you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mix some white with the red. So I want one part to be red. So when I say one part, it just kind of means you use it as a scoop and just grab as much as you can. And then you do 2 parts white. So you want more white than you want red, okay? And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna start applying our color right on here. And let me just make sure that everything looks good over here on the camera. Yep, we're looking good. All right, so this color is just gonna go all the way down. It eventually will turn into a pink, which is what we want. So let's see, I'm just trying to make sure I get the right angles for both cameras that I have going on here, you guys. So, all right. So I think you get the hang of that. You're gonna bring it all the way down. And until you cover it all up. So I'm just gonna pause this so I don't waste my battery. And here we go. All right, guys, so we covered this entire part. And it's looking really good. As you can see, we've allowed some of the red, the darkest tones of red, to stay there. We allowed them to show through. And we also have some of the highlights from the white that are standing alone as well. So you have a nice blend of a almost like a salmon pink combined with a little bit of red and some highlights of white. So we're going to do the same thing all the way around here at the bottom of our wall. And then all the way along this way. All right? So just nice and simple. Very, very simple. I always say that it's so simple, right? Because it really is. But when we have students that are very like this, their first time painting, they always give me a hard time. They're like, yeah, it's easy for you because you do this for a living. Like, yeah, I guess you guys are right. But it really is, though. Once you get the hang of it, it really is just very simple. All right, so I'm going to step the camera here. It's a good... All right, guys, so very beautiful, very simple, very nice and easy. We're going to take all this. Just pink all the way down. That was an interesting song with the dubstep at the end. All right, guys, so we got that wall finished with the salmon pink. It looks beautiful. It looks great. I know you guys are doing a great job on that side as well. So I want to move forward to the next step, which is going to be painting our ledge right here. And for that, we need to rinse our brush. So go ahead and rinse your paint brushes. And we will continue with the next color, which is going to be our... there it is. We have the yellow ochre. So pull out your yellow ochre and we are going to mix it with a little bit of white and a little bit of burnt amber. All right, so we're gonna grab some of this yellow right here. We're going to bring it out in the middle of the plate somewhere. And then we're gonna bring, so that was one part of the yellow. We're gonna bring one part of the white. We're gonna mix them together. All right, and we're gonna use that mixture for this ledge right here. All right. Alrighty, and then we're gonna add a little bit of burnt umber to that, just so it can get a little darker of a color. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go. That's a nice shade. And then we're gonna do the top part of it now, and that is gonna be a little bit lighter. So that same mixture we got going on, we're gonna add a little bit of white. So I got my mix right there. I'm just gonna add more white to that, just to make it lighter. All right, and that mixture is what we're gonna add to the top part of the ledge right here. Even a little lighter. Yeah, there we go. And on these steps, you guys, you can switch to the smaller brushes so that you can get the details in the corners where it gets really tight. So for example, I'm going to switch to my smaller brush, my small brush. And I'm gonna go in these little corners right here. Make sure I got everything. There you go. And then next, we're gonna make a little bit of the shade, a little shadow right here. And we're gonna add more of that burnt umber, and then you're just gonna mix that. Whatever you had on your brush, just mix it with the burnt umber. And then we're gonna go right below it, right about here. A little bit of water. My paint's getting a little chunky. And then might as well we're gonna add these shadows. That is what's gonna create the, this is gonna be the shadows for the planter that's right here. So you're gonna wanna add that shadow as well. Just like that. We're gonna add a little bit of white towards the bottom of the shade that we created down here, just so that it tells us that it's lighter and lighter. You know what I mean? Even some white. There we go. Add a little bit of water. All right, there we go. That's looking really good. Our next step, we can rinse the brush and we are going to paint our planter. All right, you can paint your planter any color you like. Get creative. All right, so now moving right along on our next step, we're gonna be painting the planter. And in this case, my planter is gonna be teal. Those of you watching this class, if you're doing yours red, just go ahead and use the red. I just thought this teal would go really well with the color of the wall, and I think it will. It's looking really good so far. I'm gonna add a little bit of white just to like tone it down so it's not so harsh. All right, that looks beautiful. Now we can rinse our paintbrush. All right. Our next step is going to be, we're going to be working with our burnt umber, sienna, or raw sienna, and a little bit of white. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding this shadows here inside of the dark areas in the window. We're going to do that. We're going to use that color to do the doors right here. And we're also going to be doing the floor right here. I don't know about the doors. The doors, I think they should be blue. I think that would make a lot more sense. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 part raw umber, 1 part raw sienna, mix it together. And then we're gonna add a little white to that. Beautiful. Perfect. All right, so now this mix, you guys, we're gonna add it everywhere here in our, because this is like the inside of the house. So it should be dark, you know. So we're just gonna take our time. Nice and slow, you guys. There's no rush in art. And what I'm doing is I'm leaving a little bit of space in between where I'm applying the color and the black lines that are already there, or like the pencil marks for you guys. The reason is so that you can paint that black later. It'll be a nice thick wire rod, basically. Metal rod, I mean, not wire. A metal rod. So you're gonna paint it with black at the end. So you want to still see it. You don't want to paint over it, you know. So I'm leaving a good enough space so I can still see it. So this is a very detailed class, and it's not difficult, it's just detail, okay? I hope my hand wasn't in the way. Probably was. So I think I want to stop that because all right, guys, so we painted our wall. We painted a windowsill, and then the thin part of the wall right here, and then the inside of the window, all right? So then we're gonna move on to our next step. Beautiful. So for our next step, we are going to be doing the building that is across from the wall that we just painted, which is right here. And that building, what we're gonna do is we're gonna, with the flat brush, we're gonna double load yellow oxide and the raw umber, okay? So it's the yellow that we have going on here and the raw umber. We're gonna double load. When we say double load, it means we're gonna grab our brush and we're gonna dip both corners with the different colors, with the two colors. So one each. One corner is gonna have our raw umber, and then the other corner is gonna have the yellow, all right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start painting, for example, like right here. And then we're just gonna make our lines all the way across. If you run out of it, just go back. Make sure you do your best to get the same areas with the paint so that you don't mix them. And then go back and finish up your line. Nice. And then you do that again on the next line over. Very nice and easy, guys, very simple. Just keep moving your way all the way across with your double load. As soon as you run out, just load up again. No problem whatsoever. There we go. All right, so just finish all the way through there to finish the wall, okay? All right, guys, so we finished our the wall here for the building, and then our next step is going to be using our brush that is not clean. We're going to use titanium white, and what we're going to do with this white is we're just going to add highlights to these to this wall that we just painted. And you're just barely touching your canvas. You're just adding some white accents, white highlights all the way across. And they're kind of patchy. They're not like a straight line all the way across. So you just kind of go and make your way through it all the way to the top. All right?